Just over 2 months until Election Day, and Virginia once again will be a battleground with every seat in the General Assembly up for grabs. We've invited all the candidates from the Senate and House districts that represent the Richmond Metro to come on CBS 6 News at 7 here and talk about their campaigns, and then we will post all of those interviews at WTVR.com. And tonight I'm joined by Joe Morrissey, a Democrat running for election to Senate District 16, which includes parts of East and South Richmond, down 95 to southern Chesterfield, Hopewell, and Petersburg, a little bit of Prince George and Dinwiddie as well. Mr. Morrissey, thanks for coming in.
Please call me Joe, and Bill, thanks for inviting me tonight.
All right, so tell us, what is this election about?
Well, to me, I'm focused on really 4 areas. How do we grow our energy economy in Virginia? And I'd like Virginia to set a clean energy standard that's the envy of all of the other states in the country, where we incentivize producers of energy and consumers of energy to use biomass, solar, wind, natural gas. I'm focusing on education. How do we keep teachers in urban cities like Hopewell and Petersburg and Richmond to come and stay there more than 1 year? So let's have loan forgiveness if they stay there for 5 years, subprime loans if they want to buy a house. I'm focused on criminal justice reform. We need to end the practice once and for all where you suspend somebody's license because they can't pay fines and costs. Halfway houses, 6 months before they re-enter society. Double the number of drug courts, and end the practice of putting somebody in prison because they have a mental health illness. And lastly, I want to focus on the environment. How do we keep our iconic Chesapeake Bay clean? The Appomattox River, the James River. How do we prevent toxins and stormwater runoff from running in? So that's what I'm going to be focusing on.
So as far as incentivizing green behavior, it sounds like that's going to cost money, right? Where does it come from? And to that end, same for teachers, trying to loan forgiveness or maybe increasing salaries. Where do you cut? Because it's a balanced budget, so it's got to come from somewhere.
Good question, 2 parts. Take the green energy. First of all, this is different than the Green New Deal that you've heard numerous presidential candidates, almost 24, talk about, where it's going to cost $4 trillion, and you go, how do you pay for it? No, I'm talking about common sense things where we eliminate or reduce our fossil fuel imprint and focus on wind energy. It's done all over Europe and Australia. They save money with wind energy. They save money by using biomass. They reduce energy costs by using renewable sources. Solar. You're going to see soon in every school in Virginia and in the country on the tops of roofs, solar panels. So it's actually going to save money. With regard to education, again, I'm a businessman. I've established and run 3 businesses. If we incentivize teachers to stay in urban cities, and right now a lot of them get trained, after a year they move on. Keep them for 5 years. If they stay for 5 years, give them loan forgiveness, okay? Give them some prime loans. And my ideas and my aspirations, I think, will save money. And that's what I want to do.
So during the campaign, you actually tied your opponent to a specific building in Petersburg. It appeared on billboards saying this decrepit old building, the old Ramada Inn, is an eyesore. What will you do as a senator to fix the Ramada or tear it down or do something?
First of all, Bill, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I bought a home down in Petersburg that had been vacant for a decade. It's going to cost almost $500,000 to renovate it. I'm not asking for the government to pay for it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show folks how it's done to eradicate blighted homes. Petersburg has almost 250 blighted homes. They reduce the property values of every other nice home on that street.
So is it an urging campaign, like get civic minded and buy, or is there a specific program that you can channel funds to?
No, government? A specific program. For example, let's do this. You have a blighted home, give a developer or somebody who wants to buy that house, sell it to them for $1. Give them the water hookup, but have them post a bond so that they've got to eradicate that home within 90 days and put new construction within 120 days or 180 days. If they don't live in it themselves, then keep it in the affordable housing inventory. The key is, in other jurisdictions, other municipalities, it's worked great. It hasn't been used in Petersburg or Hopewell. We're going to use it more.
Now, I have to ask you, last month, the Supreme Court upheld the revocation of your law license. What does that mean to you, or where do you go forward from that as far as your livelihood?
Well, Number one, it has zero effect on my duties and responsibilities as a state senator. The Supreme Court, I respectfully disagree with their decision. I thought that the Virginia State Bar had no business whatsoever looking at Myrna's and my family and personal life. We've got four children. Our home is filled with a lot of love and laughter. Things are good for us. So they focused on it. The Supreme Court ruled, but I will be practicing law again, and I think it'll be sooner rather than later.
And you've got 2 more months on the campaign trail.
Yeah, and I'm not taking my opponent lightly, and I love campaigning and I love constituent service.
All right, thank you.
And I love Channel 6.
Good answer. Thank you, Joe Morrissey, candidate in the 16th Senate District.
Thank you for having me.
Again, we'll put all of these interviews online at WTBR.com. Let's send it out to Tom.